There's a spring in the mountain and it flows down to the town.
From NPR Music and produced by West Virginia Public Broadcasting, with support provided by Bailey Glasser. Welcome to another Mountain Stage with our guest host, David Mayfield.
There's a song in my heart, just a simple little tune, but the rhythm and the melody won't leave me alone. Around the world it's just a simple song. This world is turning round, a simple song. Yes, indeed. Howdy, howdy, music lovers of planet Earth. Welcome to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. I'm your guest host, David Mayfield, standing in this week for Cathy Matea, and we are at our home, the Culture Center Theater, here in beautiful Charleston, West Virginia. Thanks for being here with us in the house and out there in Radio Land. And boy, howdy, will you be glad you joined us. We've got the queen of bluegrass. Rhonda Vincent is here. That's right. God save the queen. And in a bit, we'll hear from a thoughtful singer who brings with her compelling songs of pioneering women from a couple of centuries ago. Dawn Landis is back with us. And no real IDs are required for the listeners, but we've got some international travel lined up because later in this hour, Cathy, Fink, and Marcy Marxer, two critically acclaimed traditional musicians, have teamed up with Chinese virtuoso Tian, and they're going to take us all the way from China to Appalachia. You're in for a treat. And in just a bit, we'll welcome back the storyteller, songwriter, YouTube star, and folk musician who's got a new album coming out just about the time this hits the radio. Otis Gibbs is back with us. Yeah, I like him. But to start things out, folks, we have a Chicago-based singer, songwriter, pianist, and entertainer with a warm, fuzzy vintage rock and funk sound. Classically trained on the piano since the age of 4, and already a road-worn teenage blues sideman, touring with Muddy Waters' son, Mud Morganfield. And he has released 3 studio albums, Changes, In Plain Sight, and his latest, Return to Zero. Known for a deeply analog approach, opting for live tracking over digital sorcery. He's toured with everyone from Wilco, Black Pumas, and My Morning Jacket, and he's appeared at places like Lollapalooza, Bonnaroo, Fuji Rock, and Carnegie Hall. And tonight he's right here on the Mountain Stage. Welcome, Neal Francis.
It's hard for me to say. If I only knew I'd take your pain away. I can't stand the truth. You know me all along, but I can't hide from you, girl, 'cause you're in every song. Take a look around. Tell me what you find. The problems that you have are the ones on your mind. Can't stop the rain, no. It's always coming down, always gonna fall. But you're not gonna drown, no, no, no. city. Well, they don't give a damn. They all think you're pretty, but they don't stand a chance. When you look in the mirror, do you see someone you know? Or are you just a stranger buried in the snow? Take a look around. Tell me what you see. The beauty of the world shines through you and me. And you can't stop the rain. It's always coming down. Always gonna fall. But you're not gonna drown. No, no, no. Thank you. It's just you and me together at home. You were my best friend, we were never alone. I couldn't foresee how things would complicate my life, and now I'm on a plane to Tokyo. I'll just go where they're telling me to go. I'll call you later, maybe, I don't know, I'm out of my mind. Of all that I have, you're number one. So many things that need to get done. Remember the dreams we had that seemed so sure to pass, and now those dreams are just a memory. It's not a life without you next to me. I'm just a shell of who I used to be. I'm losing my mind, right where I need to be. Can you love what's left of me? Right where I need to be. Whether the sun or whether there's rain, out on the road it's always the same. Another hotel, another long and lonely drive. I thought I'd have the time to make a call. It's not because I don't love you at all. I swear to God it's not my fault. Get you this time. Right where I need to be. Can you love what's left of me? Right where I need to be. As soon as I get home, I'm gonna make us whole. I'll admit that I was wrong. We'll laugh the whole night through, just like we used to do. Now I'm on a plane, I'm meant to go. I'll just go where they're telling me to go. I'll call you later, maybe, I don't know, there's not enough time. Right where I need to be. Can you love what's left of me? I'm right where I need to be. Can you love what's left of me? I'm right where I need to be. Love what's left of me. They say timing is everything, and they were messing around. It feels so good I can finally say I can show my face round town. But they sent you here to me with plans of tying me down. You know you got everything going on just right. It's just not right now. Lord knows I've got enough problems. I don't need one more. Lord knows I've got enough problems. I don't need one more. Stay with you, and let's say I play along. Though there's nothing I'd rather do with only half my heart, it all just feels so wrong. Lord knows I've got enough problems. I don't need one more. Lord knows I've got enough problems. One more. All this crazy you doing right now?
Thanks for having us back.
Okay, we got one more song. I'm amazing how you turn me on. You're an honest babe phenomenon. Well, alright, that's right. Get you next time. I'm only gonna call you 150 more times. I'm only gonna call you 150 more times. Yeah. You said that you live down in New Orleans. I went and bought the house across the street. Well, alright, that's right. Am I crossing the line? Yeah. You told me not to call you 150 more times. You told me not to call you, baby, 150 more times. Yeah. I've been talking to my therapist. He said that I should cross you off my list. Well, alright, that's right. Am I crossing the line? He told me not to call you, but I don't think I'll make it one night. You told me not to call you 150 more times. 150 more times. 365 times. Thank you.
All right. I feel cooler just having listened to that. His latest album, Return to Zero, is available now. It blends 70s rock, funk, disco, and psychedelic soul. Get it wherever you get it. Give it up one more time for Neal Francis, everybody. All right, folks. Well, our vocalist, Julie Adams, couldn't be with us today, so they've asked me to sing a song for you this week, and I've asked the Mountain Stage Band to join me, and they said yes. Let's see, who do we have here? We've got Ron Soul, the leader of the band, on acoustic guitar. We've got Michael Lipton on electric guitar. Bob Thompson at the piano. Steve Hill on bass. And Ahmed Solomon is the man with the seat keeping the beat. And special treat, joining us this week is Brittany McGuire to sing some harmony. I thought you told them to wait in the truck. Brittany has her own band called Woodbine that I recommend you check out. So I thought we would sing a Dire Straits song for you, When It Comes to You. If we can't get along, we ought to be apart. And I'm a-wondering where'd you get that cold, cold heart. Set me free, sign my release. I'm tired of being a villain of the piece. You've been giving me bad times, tell me what I do. How come I always get a hard time, honey, when it comes to you? You're saying things that you didn't have to. I always get a hard time, honey, when it comes to you. You only get one life, this I know. I want to get my licks in now before I go. The fire of love is dead and cold. I gotta satisfy the hunger in my soul. You've been giving me bad times, tell me what I do. I always get a hard time, honey, when it comes to you. You're saying things that you didn't have to. I always get a hard time, honey, when it comes to you. If we can't get along, we ought to be apart. And I'm a-wondering where'd you get that cold, cold heart. Set me free, sign my release. I'm tired of being a villain of the piece. You've been giving me bad times, tell me what I do. I always get a hard time, honey, when it comes to you. You're saying things that you didn't have to. How come I always get a hard time, honey, when it comes to you? How come I always get a hard time, honey, when it comes to you? You're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Remember, if you missed part of Mountain Stage or if you want to hear something over again, you can visit the podcast section of mountainstage.org. Each podcast includes songs not heard on the radio and the complete finale song. If you enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe and leave a review wherever you listen. All right, friends, up next we have a singer, songwriter, storyteller, painter, photographer, podcaster, DIY forester, having himself planted over 7,000 trees. I could do that, but I chose not to. Originally from Wanamaker, Indiana, he now makes his home in the vibrant music scene of East Nashville. He's released over a dozen indie albums, including his latest, The Trust of Crows, recorded at Columbia Studio A, where Dylan made Blonde on Blonde. His wildly popular podcast and YouTube channel, Thanks for Giving a Damn, serves as a living archive of American folk and roots history, featuring compelling interviews with people like Billy Bragg, Todd Snyder, and Lucinda Williams, and also some more underrated musical industry folks like Reggie Young and Lou Bradley. He's a true American original, a folk singer in the most honest sense of the word. Please welcome back to the Mountain Stage, Otis Gibbs.
As we pulled into Milwaukee, I could feel my head and back begin to sway. After riding 13 hours, I was ready to get my feet up on the train. Reminded of what happened in Galesburg, Flagstaff, and Abilene. Somewhere in the distance, I was followed by the darker side of me. I stumbled through the city looking for a place that I could lay my head. But first I needed work, and it'd been a couple days since I'd been fed. On the shores of Lake Michigan, I found a spot where I could finally breathe. I slept next to the water and I dreamt about the darker side of me. When I woke, I found a fishing boat loading up its nets to meet the day. The captain walked up to me and offered me a job and a place to stay. He promised to feed me and I could sleep inside his boat every night. I could feel the darkness fading as we sailed off in the early morning light. The next few months were filled with the longest days that I'd ever seen. The work was never ending and I barely had the time to eat or sleep. We hauled 400 pounds of salmon from the cold and frigid water every day. After all my days of toiling, I forgot about the darker side of me. When the season finally ended, I went and asked the captain for my pay. When I walked into his office, he claimed he didn't have a dime for me. He said I owed him money for sleeping inside his boat every night. When I heard the bogus charges, I could feel the darkness churning deep inside. I locked the door behind me and offered him a chance to come clean. I'm here for all my money and I'm not the type of man that walks away.
He laughed and spit at me and said, there ain't no way in hell I'm getting paid. But his laughter fell to silence as I introduced him to the darker side of me. As we pulled out of Milwaukee, I could feel my head and back begin to sway. I'll be riding 13 hours and I'll be ready to get my feet off of a train. Reminded of what happened in Galesburg, Flagstaff, and Milwaukee. Somewhere in the distance, I keep running from the darker side of me. If we meet inside a boxcar, may you never meet the darker side of me. Thank you, guys. I went to Point Pleasant and visited the Mothman Museum. I told them I come from East Nashville and I am on a cultural exchange mission. You guys were more impressed than they were. But I went over to the Skyline Drive-In, the last place that Hank Williams was ever seen alive. It was a nice little thing. Visited the Mystery Hole while I was there. The people across America are not understanding right now, but the people of West Virginia know what I'm talking about. And I got up very early this morning and I went over and visited the site. It was the location of the very first ever Shoney's Big Boy. I've waited my entire life to get to visit that location. And so it's been a big day for me, and I get to finish it off with being on Mountain Stage. How great is that? My cultural exchange thing. Come all you neighbors and rise from your sleep. The bulldozer's rolling down our street. Look away. Hide your face from the shame. They're raising the town. Look away. Hide your face from the shame. They'll plow through the culture in your history. Replace it with plastic homogeny. Look away. Hide your face from the shame. They're raising the town, look away. Hide your face from the shame. It's a beautiful town, they can't wait to tear it down. It's a beautiful town, they can't wait to tear it down. 3 generations grew up across the street. Saw a picture of his grandma on my porch and her bare feet. Look away. Hide your face from the shame. They're raising the town. Look away. Hide your face from the shame. He moved out last year and his house was leveled flat. I don't know where he went to, but he ain't coming back. Look away. Hide your face from the shame. They're raising the town. Look away. Hide your face from the shame. It's a beautiful town. They can't wait to tear it down. It's a beautiful town, they can't wait to tear it down. It pointed out me. He said, I grew up here, but I don't recognize a thing. Come on, you neighbors, and rise from your sleep. The bulldozer's rolling down our street. Look away, hide your face from the shame. They're raising the town. Look away, hide your face from the shame. It's a beautiful town, they can't wait to tear it down. It's a beautiful town, they can't wait to tear it down. It's a beautiful town, they can't wait to tear it down. So when we first moved into our house in East Nashville, about 20 years ago, the day after we moved in, I get a phone call from my buddy, Chuck Mead. And Chuck says, hey, Otis, there's this party going on tonight in East Nashville, and you should know about it. And I said, hell yeah, man, let's go. And me and Amy, my partner, Amy Lashley, we went over there. And when we got to just this regular neighborhood street, there was a party with a band set up on the front porch facing the front yard, really small yard, and there were about 15 or 20 people sitting there in lawn chairs watching the band. The band was led by Cowboy Jack Clement, and Cowboy Jack, you know, would play a couple songs, and then he would talk about discovering Jerry Lee Lewis and recording him at Sun Records and things like that. And hanging out with Johnny Cash and recording John Prine and Townes Van Zandt. And then we're just sitting there, 15 or 20 people watching this. And the drummer was W.S. Holland. W.S. Holland was the only guy that ever played drums with Johnny Cash through most of his life. He's the guy, so he'd play a song and he would talk about when he played on Blue Suede Shoes, you know, Carl Perkins at Sun Records. He was the drummer, and he would tell a story about going to San Quentin and Folsom and recording those albums and all of that stuff. And Chuck Mead was in the band, Peter Cooper, Eric Brace, and a few other people. But we're just standing there, or actually sitting in lawn chairs, me and Amy, just kind of dumbfounded. This is just like a Tuesday night in East Nashville. And we're sitting there just thinking this is amazing. And when they finished, Peter Cooper, you guys know Peter? If you don't know Peter, you should know Peter. I knew who Peter was at the time. He was the writer for the Tennessean, the head music guy. He later worked at the Country Music Hall of Fame. I knew him because he was one of Todd Snyder's weirdo friends. And since Todd's one of my best friends and I love him, I knew I was going to love Peter. But Peter walked up to me and he said, Otis, hey man, you want to play anything? Like, you want to get up and play some songs? And I joked. I said that, following what I just witnessed seems like a really bad career decision. And we both kind of laughed, and he said, Otis, you're in East Nashville now. There are no more career decisions left. And I knew I was in the right place, and Amy and I laid in bed that night just thinking about what our lives were about to become and the scariness of moving somewhere else and knowing that we'd done the right thing. So. Me and Iris and Russell tried to hide from the bustle in the shade of the dogwood tree. We would try and lay low and wait for a rainbow when a black cat spoke to me. Without ideas of careers today, we did not get here by making career decisions along the way. There's always something happening on the east side. There's always something going down on the east side. There's always something happening on the east side. There's always something going down on the east side. I ain't looking for trouble as I wade through the rubble of life and where I stand. I keep my head on a swivel as I try to stay civil as history rages overhead. Without ideas of careers today, we did not get here by making career decisions along the way. There's always something happening on the east side. There's always something going down on the east side. There's always something happening on the east side. There's always something going down on the east side. I met a singing cowboy on a porch quoting Tolstoy with a 5-piece backing band. That's the day I met St. Peter and we spoke of a detour that led us to where we stand. Without ideas of careers today, we did not get here by making career decisions along the way. There's always something happening on the east side. There's always something going down on the east side. There's always something happening on the east side. There's always something going down on the east side. There's a restless freeway and a scent of decay coming over me as I walk these grounds. So I used to have this job where I planted trees. I've planted 7,176 trees in my lifetime. It was my job. It was what I did, and I enjoyed it, but it was very, very hard work, and we didn't have any heavy machinery at all. We did everything with a shovel, spade, and pickaxe. My boss used to say that he needed people with strong backs and weak minds, and sadly, I qualified for that. But I had this, there was a guy that worked there. His name was Joe. He looked like he was about 120 years old, and they said that he'd been working there for a long, long time. But I really liked him and gravitated towards him. And I would hang out with him in the morning, and he would tell these stories about when he was a kid. He grew up in the hills of Tennessee, and he grew up outside of McKenzie. And he had these stories about when he was a teenager, he would run moonshine. And he had all of these great stories about running from revenuers and gave me practical life advice about how to elude the police when they're after you. These are things that we all need to learn one day or another. But I loved it. And he would tell me stories. He told me one day that him and his brother, they were tired of running moonshine, and they heard about these really good paying jobs up in Chicago. And they're like, did they really pay those guys that much to work in those factories? And I said, man, we ought to go up there and get us one of those jobs. So they went ahead and they got in the car, and they drove up to Chicago. Now, they had never been out of the county in their entire life. And they drove all the way up there, and when they got to Chicago, they saw these huge buildings, skyscrapers, people everywhere, thousands of people moving quickly, talking fast. And it terrified them. They'd never seen anything like it, and they stood around quiet for a few hours until one of them finally looked at the other and said, "Man, let's get the hell out of here and go back to Tennessee." And they got in the car, and they started driving south, and they ended up stopping for gas just outside of Indianapolis, and there was a guy pulled up with a truck full of trees, big flatbed truck. He said, "Hey, you guys looking for work?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're looking for work." He's like, "Why don't you come with me?" And Joe worked there for another 60 years until I showed up. And but I loved talking to him. And there was this thing where Joe he'd seen so many people come and go that he decided it wasn't worth learning anybody's name until they'd been around for a few years. And I remember one day I came into work, and Joe saw me from across the field, and he's like, "Hey, Otis, how you doing?" And I knew I'd been there for too long. So. I used to play guitar for Joe in the barn, and I would like to leave you guys with this song that Joe liked. Can we do that? I'm going to try that one more time. Could we, is it all right if I play a song for Joe? Oh, yeah. That's a little concept known as manufactured enthusiasm. Let's hold on to that. Thank you guys for putting up with me. Bowling alleys, skating rinks, hot dog stands, 32-ounce strings. Got one stoplight and all it ever does is blink. It's a small town Saturday night. Soda fountains, 5 and dimes, best root beer floats that you'll ever find. If you're a couple bucks short, all you can pay us next time. It's a small town Saturday night. And in the barber shops, all the old men cuss, talking about fishing and making a fuss about how all these young kids today, they ain't never gonna amount to much. They ain't never had it rough like us. I like squeaking that front porch swing and bitching about prices of gasoline. Yeah, that's what we like to call making a scene in a small town on Saturday night. Lucy Watson was a fine young thing. When she'd pass by, all us boys would sing. Yeah, but she ran off with that guy from the gas station last spring. She left a small town on Saturday night. And remember that preacher when we were kids? He'd talk about love and nonviolence. Yeah, when he'd say Jesus was a pacifist, man, it all made sense. Wish we had more men like him. So the fountains, 5 and dimes, best root beer floats that you'll ever find. If you're a couple bucks short, all you can see us next time in a small town on Saturday night. I've been saving my money for my new job. Been pumping gas and working on cars. Yeah, there's this girl down at the diner and she's got me swimming in the stars. I think I'll ask her out next week. Bowling alleys, skating rinks, hot dog stands, 32-ounce strings. Got one stoplight and all it ever does is blink. It's a small town Saturday night. It's a small town Saturday night.
Otis Gibbs. Oh, yeah. Some people have a way with words, and other people don't got way, none. His upcoming album, The Trust of Crows, is coming out soon. Until then, you can check out his latest single, East Side. Give it up one more time for Otis Gibbs. We hope you'll take a look at our website, mountainstage.org. There you'll find links to our podcast, and you can follow us on just about every form of social media. And of course, we invite you to follow us to our next live show. You can find out where we'll be and get your tickets at mountainstage.org. Well, folks, it's the age-old question. What do you get when two beloved American roots musicians team up with a Chinese virtuoso? You get From China to Appalachia, a boundary-breaking trio blending the musical traditions of China and Appalachia. Cathy, Fink, and Marcy, Marxer, two-time Grammy-winning American roots artists with decades, that's right, decades of mastery in bluegrass, jazz, old time, western swing, and folk music. And they both have been instructors at the Augusta Heritage Workshops in Elkins, West Virginia, not too far away. And they are joined by Chao Tian, a virtuoso on the yangqin, a Chinese hammered dulcimer. That's right. Chao has been classically trained since the age of 5 and is also a PhD student in ethnomusicology at Boston University. Together, they form a one-of-a-kind intercultural collaboration. Their self-titled album, From China to Appalachia, was named Best Global World Music Artist at the 2024 Whammy Awards. And they have performed at hip folk venues like the Library of Congress and the Kennedy Center. And tonight they will speak with their music a global language, one that spans continents and connects hearts. Please welcome Cathy, Fink, Marcy, Marxer, Chao Tian, From China to Appalachia.
Thank you so much. That is a piece from China entitled August Flower.
Well, the Chinese title is much longer than the English translation. It's called 八月桂花遍地开. More syllables, right? And because we have very detailed information into the Chinese title, we call it a very special flower blossoms everywhere in August. Cathy, what is the flower, the specific one?
Osmanthus.
Yes, osmanthus. We figured it out at the backstage.
Through osmosis.
That's right. Actually, everything in our band happens through osmosis. Our band began as a jam session at the home of Marcy and myself, where we invited Chao Tian, who was a artist in residence at the Music Center at Strathmore, where I work. We invited her over for a jam session, and Chao came confused. She thought it was about food. But she did bring her dulcimer, and we started a jam session, and up until that point, her musical performance and education was primarily both Western and Chinese classical music. And the first thing Chao said is, "Where's the music?" And we said, "What music?" She said, "Where are the papers?" We said, "We don't use any papers." And at that moment, she joined us in old-time music and jazz and a little bit of swing. And she said, "My life has changed and I'm never going
That's
back."
true. All right. Thank you so much. So the next tune we're going to sing together, both in Chinese language and English. Cathy and Marcy learned the Chinese lyrics for this tune, which is called Nan Ni Wan, a quite famous Chinese one. And Cathy even wrote the first ever English lyrics for the song. So Nan Ni Wan tells the story about Chinese people were trying hard to beautify a hometown where it's called Nan Ni Wan. There's a line in between the song called 好地方. It means good place. Tonight as we sing together, we're also imagining what a good place can mean today in the world we shared and the one we're trying to build. Here is 91. 花篮的花儿香，听我来唱一唱。唱呀一唱。来好风光，好地方来好风光，到处是庄稼，遍地是牛羊。Skies over mountains fly, green treetops in the sky.Playing their own tune. Long are the wings of birds, the winds where their songs are heard, flying in June. Call to me from bird to tree, call to me from bird to
Thank you so much. We actually added the ukulele to that one, so now it's called Appalachina Aloha.
So many different names for it. Well, the next tune is something that Chao grew up with in China, and just about everybody in China learns this song. They don't all learn the full history of it, and it's a complicated history. We live in a complicated world, folks. There are troubles right now, and there have always been troubles. And what we do in From China to Appalachia is we try to find all those things that we have in common. All those times when Marcy and I sit around and play an old-time tune and Chao says, hey, there's a Chinese tune that sounds just like that, and we mash them up together. Well, this next tune is a Chinese song called The 3 Rules of Attention and 8 Rules of Discipline. And it goes back to the 1920s when China was at war, and one army was often defecting to another. And in those defections, the people who defected were taught rules of humanity during war. These words don't even seem like they belong together, but in today's world, it's going to resonate because these rules during war were the same as any decent rules of humanity right now. And so Chao grew up with this tune, and then she happened upon a 1975 recording of Pete Seeger doing it with Arlo Guthrie live in concert. And she said, didn't you work with Pete Seeger? We said, absolutely. We did quite a few concerts with Pete, and we have never heard this. And she played it to us, and we went, let's see if we can figure out our China to Appalachia version of this piece. It has a part for you. You're going to be singing along, so be prepared. But all you need to know is the word la. And the 8 rules, when we get around to them, I'm going to say them in English, and Chao's going to say them in Chinese. Politely.
说话和气，
Pay fairly for what you buy.
买卖公平，
Return everything you borrow.
借东西要还，
Pay for anything you damage.
损坏东西要赔偿，
Do not hit or swear at people.
不打人骂人，
Do not damage crops.
不损害庄稼，
Do not take liberties with women.
不调戏妇女，
Do not ill-treat captives.
不虐待战俘。
Now's the part where you join us because Pete had 5,000 people whistling along in the audience. You can whistle or you can just sing la, whatever you want to do. We're going to do it call and response to teach it to you. First line goes like this. La, 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 la. Your turn. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. All together. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. La, la, la. you for singing. One secret ingredient in this band is the incredibly talented multi-instrumentalist currently playing the 4-string cello banjo made by the Gold Tone Instrument Company, Marcy Marxer. That secret instrument really is a lot of the glue in this band. Then we have over on the Chinese dulcimer, and correctly earlier pronounced the Yangqin, Chao Bob Tian. Chao was driving around with us in Virginia on tour, and she said to Marcy and I, "Do you two have middle names?" And the answer was yes. And she said, "What are they?" "My middle name is Ann, Cathy, and Fink."
Marcy Marie Marxer.
And Chao said,
"I want a middle name." And of course, we were in the South, we were driving around, and we thought, why not Bob?
and she said, "I like it." So please welcome Chao Bob Tian.
I learned about these cello banjos from Mike Seeger, who lent me one for a couple months. He said, "I'm going to leave this with you. Something interesting might happen." And now they're being made for the first time in 100 years by the Gold Tone Company.
Well, I think this last song, amongst other things, kind of defines our band. Chao's going to turn the Chinese dulcimer into a honky-tonk piano. I'm going to play rhythm guitar. We've got Marcy on the cello banjo. It's a song that I wrote called Hold Each Other Up. And it's really what defines not just our band, but people like you who come to radio shows like this and sing along and participate and support public media and support the arts. We're so appreciative. Hold Each Other Up was written during the pandemic, but it's going to hold us together for a very long time. It's got a part for you on the chorus, and your part goes, "We're going to hold each other up." Try it. We're going to hold each other up. We're gonna lift each other high. We're gonna lift each other high. We're gonna love each other better than before. We're gonna love each other better than before. This whole world will keep on turning. This whole world will keep on turning. And our hearts will keep on yearning. And our hearts will keep on yearning for each other when the world is so unsure. For each other when the world is so unsure. Kick it off, Marcy. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We're gonna hold each other up. We're gonna lift each other high. We're gonna love each other better than before. This whole world will keep on turning, and our hearts will keep on yearning for each other when the world is so unsure. We've seen troubles in the past, some gone by and some that last. But there's one thing that can help us all get by. If we listen to our hearts, each new day is a brand new start. We can love each other better if we try. All together, we're gonna hold each other up. We're gonna lift each other high. We're gonna love each other better than before. This whole world will keep on turning, and our hearts will keep on yearning for each other when the world is so unsure. Marxer. We have time to be kind. It's a time to mind the deep down our differences are few. And with every passing day turning worries into ways, we believe that our love will see us through. We're gonna hold each other up. We're gonna lift each other high. We're gonna love each other better than before. This whole world will keep on turning, and hearts will keep on yearning for each other when the world is so unsure. Chao! This whole world will keep on turning, and our hearts will keep on yearning for each other when the world is so unsure. So
From China to Appalachia. Their self-titled debut album beautifully showcases the surprising musical dialogue between Chinese and Appalachian traditions. One more time, give it up for Cathy, Fink, Marcy, Marxer, and Chao, Tian. We'd like to say hello and special thanks to you right now if you happen to be listening over WEVO in Concord, New Hampshire, and on KRNW in Chillicothe, Missouri. We're so glad to have you listening. We hope you can join us next week when we'll welcome Amethyst Kia, Matt Anderson, Vanessa Collier, and Margaret Glaspie. This is David Mayfield sitting in for Cathy Mattea, and you're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Mountain Stage is supported in part by this station and by West Virginia Public Broadcasting. Hotel accommodations for Mountain Stage guests are provided by the Charleston, West Virginia Marriott Town Center Hotel, centrally located for the business and pleasure traveler in downtown Charleston's retail district. This is Mountain Stage from NPR. Well, howdy, planet Earth, and welcome to the second hour of Mountain Stage. I'm David Mayfield, attempting to fill Cathy Mattea's designer shoes. We're here in Charleston, West Virginia at the Culture Center Theater. And there's still so much to come. Later on, we will welcome the queen of bluegrass music, Rhonda Vincent. Up next, folks, we have a North Carolina-based singer-songwriter with a cinematic, folk-infused sound. Her music has appeared on hit shows like The Good Wife, House, and Gossip Girl. And she's composed original scores for 2 feature films, Blackbird and Familiar Strangers. And she wrote the musical Row, based on the true story of Tori Murden McClure, the first woman to row solo across the Atlantic. But she doesn't row solo. She frequently collaborates with people like Sufjan Stevens and Norah Jones. And she's performed with the Boston Pops, New York City Ballet, which was my dream, and at several TED Talks. Her latest release, The Liberated Woman's Songbook, is a reimagined collection of historical and feminist folk songs. It features many guest artists, including Emily France from Watch House and Keneen Pipkin from The Lone Bellow. She's a storyteller of quiet power and timeless resonance. Please welcome to the mountain stage, Dawn Landis.
Good evening, everybody. So great to be back here. I'm a real big fan of this show, and thank you to Mountain Stage, and thank you, NPR. Tonight we're going to sing you some songs from this book that I came across a few years ago in a used bookstore. And it's a collection of folk songs about women's activism over time. And so here are some songs from the Liberated Woman's Songbook. The oldest one is from 1729, when women in England sang, "Oh, that I had never married, since I lead a careful life. Things with me are strangely carried, now that I've become a wife. While that he doth take his pleasure, lest he should to ruin run, here I labor out of measure, women's work is never done." The female protagonists of traditional folk songs told it like it was. They plowed fields, worked in factories, suffered loss and heartache, but never fools. They were ready to fight or flee to get what they wanted, constantly asserting themselves in song. Their messages were loud and clear, and often sung unaccompanied. They were keeping the stories alive, all the while knowing that progress is slow. 100 years or so later in America, things had hardly changed. Oh, hard is the fortune of all womankind. She's always controlled, she's always confined, controlled by her parents until she's a wife, a slave to her husband the rest of her life. Oh, I am a poor girl, my fortune is sad. I've always been courted by the wagoner's lad. He courted me daily by night and by day, and now he is loading and going away. Your parents don't like me, they say I'm too poor. They say I'm not worthy to enter your door, but I work for my living, my money's my own, and if they don't like fortune of all womankind. She's always controlled, she's always confined, controlled by her parents until she's a wife, a slave to her husband the rest of her life. That was Rhodey over there on the electric guitar. This one is from the Civil War era. The lyrics were found in the diary of a woman named Mrs. Sarah A. Price of Ottawa, Illinois. And don't know much about her, but she had 7 children and outlived all of them. It's called The Housewife's Lament. One day I was walking, I heard some complaining. I saw an old woman, the picture of gloom. She looked at the mud on her doorstep was raining, and this was her song as she wielded her broom. There's too many hours we spend getting ready, days of our lives spent ironing a shirt. There's nothing that pays back time wasted already, nothing that lasts but trouble and dirt. Oh, life is a toy, love is a trouble, beauty will fade, prices will double, pleasures will wane, riches will flee. Nothing is as I wish it would be. In March it's so muddy and slush in December. The midsummer breezes are loaded with dust, and fall the leaves litter and clutter September. The wallpaper rots and the faucets all rust. There's worms on the cherries, slugs on the roses, ants in the sugar and mice in the pies. The spiders wreak havoc right under our noses. The roaches disgust me, and goddamn those flies. Goddamn those flies. Oh, life is a toy, love is a trouble, beauty will fade, prices will double, pleasures will wane, riches will flee. Nothing is as I wish it would be. Last night in my dream I was stranded forever on a rock in the midst of the sea. My one chance at life was a ceaseless endeavor to sweep off the waves as they swept over me. But I wasn't dreaming, just rudely awakened. See that it's helpless, my fate to avert. She lay down her broom, she folded her apron, she lay down and died and was buried in dirt. Life is a toy, love is a trouble, beauty will fade, prices will double, pleasures will wane, riches will flee. Nothing is as I wish it would be. nothing is there, 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 nothing is there. I wish it would be. Thank you. Probably heard of Alan Lomax, maybe, folklorist, collector of songs. His father was also a song collector, and this next one was sung to his dad, John Lomax, outside of a Texas cattlemen's convention by a traveling woman named Rose. Thanks, Rose. It speaks to the poor working conditions that women and men endured in the factories back then when a 14-hour workday was the norm. It's called The Factory Girl. No more will I work in the factory, greasy up my clothes. No more will I work in the factory with splinters in my toes. Pity me, my darling, pity me, I say. Pity me, my darling, and carry me away. No more will I hear the drum wheels rolling over my head. When factories are hard at work, I'll be in my bed. No more will I hear the whistle blow to call me up so soon. No more will I hear the whistle blow to call me from my room. Pity me, my darling, pity me, I say. Pity me, my darling, and carry me away. Take it, Ellie. Nor will I hear the super come all dressed up so proud. I'm gonna marry a country boy before the year is out. No more will I wear that old black dress, greasy all around. No more will I wear the old black bonnet with the holes all in the crown. Pity me, my darling, pity me, I say. Pity me, my darling, and carry me away. Pity me, my darling, pity me, I say. Pity me, my darling, and carry me away, and carry me away. I live in Chapel Hill, North Carolina now, and about, and about 3 hours or so down the road from there is a town called Gastonia. And in 1929, there was a big uprising at the Lorry textile mills, and there was a woman who worked in the mills, and she was a songwriter and a union activist and a mother. And her name was Ella Mae Wiggins, and she lost her life fighting for better wages for herself and others that day. And they sang this song of hers at her funeral. It's called The Mill Mother's Lament. We leave our homes in the morning, we kiss our kids goodbye. While we work for the bosses, our children scream and cry. And when we draw our money, our grocery bills to pay, not a cent to spend on clothing, nothing to lay away. And on that very evening, our little son will say, I need some shoes, Mama, and so does Sister May. Oh, how it grieves the heart of a mother, you everyone must know. We can't buy for our children, our wages are too low. And it is for our children who are to us so dear, but the bosses do not care for us or them at all, it's clear. So understand, workers, our union they do fear. Let's stand together, workers, and have a union here. Thank you. You may recognize this next one. It's a mashup of sorts. In the songbook, there were two songs right next to each other. They both came from 1931 from the Bloody Harlan County, Kentucky coal mining strikes. And two voices that emerged loudest singing in protest were women's voices. And women weren't allowed to work in the mines at the times, but their whole lives were affected by the policies of the company. And their voices were at the forefront of the resistance. And so this one is two songs written at the same time by Florence Reese and Aunt Molly Jackson, and Ellie Ruth is going to sing this one with me. Come all of you good workers, good news to you I'll tell of how the good old union has come in here to dwell. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? I am a union woman and I'm brave as I can be. I do not like the bosses and the bosses don't like me. Join the CIO, come join the CIO. Don't scab for the bosses, don't you listen to their lies. Us poor folks haven't got the chance unless we organize. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? I was raised in old Kentucky, born and died. When I joined the union, they called me Russian if I don't end up dead. Which side are you on? Which side? This is the worst time on earth that I have ever saw. To get killed out by gun thugs and framed up by the law. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? We are many thousands strong, and I am glad to say we are getting stronger and stronger every day. Hey, which side are you on? 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 My daddy was a miner, now he's in the air and sun, and he'll be with you workers till every battle's won. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? The bosses ride big fine horses while we walk in the mud. Their banner is the dollar sign while ours is striped with blood. Which side are you on? 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 Want to sing it with us? Which side are you on? 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 Yeah. How about this amazing house band? And to my right, this is Ellie Ruth, and this is Rhodey. Came over from Louisville, Kentucky. Thanks again for having us. We got one more for you. Skipping ahead to the playful 70s, this is the last number of the book, and this one was a co-write by a very prominent voice for the second wave feminism, Betty Friedan, the author of The Feminine Mystique, and also a co-author of this song. She wrote this with Jacqueline Reinach for the Women's March for Equality, celebrating the 50th anniversary of women getting the right to vote. Thanks so much. It's been so fun. Liberation now, liberation now. We're breaking out of our cage of ruffles and rage. Liberation now. Femininity, what's femininity? Masculinity, what's masculinity? It's humanity that we all share. Liberation now, liberation now. It's time we spell our own names. We're people, not dames. Liberation now. Opportunity, opportunity, and equality, full equality, are the property of everyone. Liberation now, liberation now. We're more than mothers and wives with second-hand lives. Liberation now. When a woman's free, then a man is free. Free to make love, not war. Liberation now, liberation now. It's time for woman and man to walk hand in hand. Liberation now, liberation now, liberation now. It's time for woman and man to walk hand in hand. Liberation now, liberation now, liberation now. Thank you.
Dawn Landis, everybody. Her latest album, The Liberated Woman's Songbook, breathes new life into historic songs of resistance, resilience, and empowerment. A reminder that folk music has always been a positive force for change. It's available now wherever you listen. One more time for Dawn Landis. All right, folks, now it's time for my favorite part of a mountain stage. It's when we wheel the grand piano down into the spotlight and we feature our pianist, Bob Thompson. That's right. Bob's going to play a song for you written by Nat Adderley, who made a name for himself in the 50s and 60s, playing alongside his brother Cannonball Adderley. The song's called The Preacher. Here's Bob Thompson. All right. You can check out his music at colortones.com. Give it up one more time for Bob Thompson. I like him. You're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. If you have questions or suggestions for us, our email address is feedback@mountainstage.org. You can also connect with us on Facebook, take a peek behind the scenes on our Instagram, and watch select performances at livesessions.npr.org or on our YouTube channel. You can find all those links and more at our website, mountainstage.org. All right, folks, closing out our show today, we have royalty in the house. They call her the Queen of Bluegrass, and for good reason. She hit the road at just 5 years old with her family band, the Sally Mountain Show, touring out of Green Top, Missouri. And since then, she has gone on to dazzle bluegrass fans, leader of The Rage, the most awarded and decorated band in bluegrass history. Too many to mention. Over 100 major awards, IBMA Entertainer of the Year, Grammy winner for Best Bluegrass Album, and between the two of us, Rhonda and I have 8 IBMA Female Vocalist of the Year awards. Fun fact. She's at home collaborating with anyone from Bobby Osborne to Alison Krauss to Cody Johnson and Dolly Parton. Renowned for her powerhouse vocals, high-energy shows, and deep dedication to tradition, her latest Grammy-nominated album, Destinations and Fun Places, is out now wherever you get your bluegrass. She's a star of the Grand Ole Opry, the Queen of Bluegrass, Rhonda Vincent and The Rage.
Stands a jukebox with the best of country music, old and new. You can hear your 5 selections for a quarter and somebody else's songs when yours are through. They've got good Kentucky whiskey on the counter, and my friends help me ease the pain till some button-pushing cowboy plays that love song. And here I am just missing you again. Please, mister, please, don't play B-17. It was our 'cause when you left, you didn't leave too much behind. Just a note that says I'm sorry by your picture, and a song that's weighing heavy on my mind. Please, mister, please, don't play B-17. It was our song, it was his song, but it's over. Please, mister, please, if you know what I mean, I don't ever want to hear that song again. Please, mister, please, don't play B-17. It was our song, it was his song, but it's over. Please, mister, please, if you know what I mean, I don't ever want to hear that song again. I don't ever want to hear that song again. Welcome to Rhonda, Vincent, and the Rage. Thank you so much. Doing some songs from our latest project, Destinations and Fun Places, like right here at Mountain Stage. That one mentioned Kentucky and Nashville and Tennessee. Now we're going to take a ride on the city of New Orleans. Riding on the city of New Orleans, Illinois Central Monday morning rail. 15 cars and 15 restless riders, 3 conductors and 25 sacks of mail. All along the southbound Odyssey, the train pulls out at Kankakee, rolling past the houses, farms, and fields, passing trains that have no name, freight yards full of old black men, and the graveyards of the rusted automobiles. Singing good morning America, how are you? Well, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done, dealing card games with the old man in the club car. Well, penny a point, ain't no one keeping score. Won't you pass the paper bag that holds the bottle? You could feel the wheels rumbling beneath the floor, and the sons of Pullman porters and the sons of engineers ride their fathers' magic carpets made of steel. The mothers with their babes asleep and rocking to the gentle beat, and the rhythm of the rails is all they feel. Singing good morning America, how are ya? Well, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone sings his songs again. The passengers who please refrain. This train's got the disability railroad game. Singing good morning America, how are ya? Well, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'm gone 500 miles and the day is done. Oh, destinations and fun places. All of the songs are about destinations. My Grand Ole Opry sister, Jeannie Seeley, she wrote a song called I Miss Missouri. It's one of the original songs on there, and it gave me the idea to have a destinations album. And so since we're in West Virginia, there happens to be a song about West Virginia on there. I think it's one of the most iconic songs in the entire world because everywhere we go, people love to sing along. But I think especially in West Virginia. I have some amazing guests that join me on the album. Alison Krauss and I have a 7-minute version of Wagon Wheel. Sonia Isaacs, Jeannie Seeley and Trisha Yearwood are on a song called Margaritaville. That's a destination too. But on this song, it's the song called Take Me Home Country Roads. Maybe you've heard of that. I am joined by Dolly Parton and Cody Johnson. So you'll have to check out the project to hear them. Today we have the Rage version, and our fiddle player, he's from the state of Ohio, and he created this beautiful string section on this song and throughout the song and throughout the entire project. We do a lot of twin fiddling on there, but this one features the string section. Make him welcome Mr. Adam Haynes on the fiddle. This is our new arrangement of Take Me Home, Country Roads. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads. All my memories gather round her, miner's lady, stranger to blue waters, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eyes. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads. I hear her voice in the morning hour, she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get the feeling that I should have been home yesterday. to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country road. Mr. Adam Haynes. We kind of thought you might like that one here. I guess we're doing most of the songs from, we're going to end up doing the entire album if we keep ahead. But this one might have been a little bit of a stretch. You know, this year, 2025 is the 100th year of the Grand Ole Opry. They're getting ready. They're celebrating all year long, but many times we're there. I was just there for the Loretta Lynn honors, Charlie Daniels honors. I got to play Charlie Daniels fiddle and play Devil Went Down to Georgia. One of the scariest things I've ever done, but we did it. And anyway, we were there, and they will, like, when you're there on special nights, they ask you to, you know, do a song like in honor of the artist that they're honoring. In fact, most recently we were there. There's this guy that I thought, you know what, he's probably done everything there is to do in the world. He was in a group called the Beatles. Anyway, he made his Grand Ole Opry debut, and we got to be there that night. In fact, we've turned a song. Maybe next time, if we get to come back to Mountain Stage, maybe we'll get to do that song. Maybe we'll have it recorded. But his name was Ringo Starr. But the one that's from the current album, we were there for Dolly Parton's birthday. And do you know, 2026, she will be 80 years young. Amazing, in January. But it was her birthday a couple of years ago, and they wanted everybody to do Dolly Parton songs, and I recorded Jolene. In fact, I've done that on Mountain Stage, and I said, I will sing Jolene, and they said, no, you won't. Someone else was doing that. So I had to search to find a song, and so we have turned this one. I called her office. I said, has anyone ever done this bluegrass style? And they said, we think it's the first ever. So see how you like this done bluegrass style. Here's a song of Dolly's that's on the latest project. Stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life. Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the street, the traffic starts jumping with folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving, they just use your mind. Watch him shatter. You're just a step on the boss man's ladder, but you've got dreams he'll never take away. In the same boat with a lot of your friends, waiting for their day your ship will come in and the tide's gonna turn and it's all gonna round your way. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taken and no giving, they just use your mind. It's We want to do a gospel song for you. I heard this originally, I guess it was 2020, and a friend of mine, Joe Mullins, played this on his radio show, and I was awestruck. I got on a Facebook Live. I didn't even know it, but I just felt led. I said, God wants me to share this, and I got on and shared this song, and we recorded it with one of my favorite groups, the Isaacs. And it says there's a record book, and I hope your name is written in that book. To be well known of men, I may not ever be. I'm sure my name will not go down in history. There'll be no marble plaques to tell of my good deeds, nor any great parades to honor me. But there's a record book my name is written in. It was recorded there when I was born again. No one can blot it out. It's sealed forevermore. It's in that book of life, kept by the For every deed I do, for every word I say, there is a record kept until the judgment day. My name will not be lost, misplaced, or overlooked, for it's kept safely in God's record book. For there's a record book my name is written in. It was recorded there when I was born again. No one can blot it out. It's sealed forevermore. It's in that book of life, kept by the Lord. For there's a record book my name is written in. It was recorded there when I was born again. No one can blot it out. It's sealed forevermore. It's in that book of life, Thank you so much. We have just one more song, but it's a medley of songs that we're going to feature every one of these guys. You met Adam Haynes on the fiddle. The veteran of the group is on the bass, and we saw that it was 2001 when you were here. That was your first show with The Rage. And he is from the Nashville area, been in the group now 23 years. Make welcome Mickey Harris. The next in seniority is on the banjo. 17 years he's been a member of The Rage. Amazing banjo player, but he just took on another role here recently, and I know he wants me to invite you to Conway, Missouri, where he hosts. This festival was going on for over 30 years. The Starvey Creek Festivals, they closed them down. They allowed he and his family to come in, the McDarris family, and they have rescued that, and we don't want to see any bluegrass festivals go away. It's the music we love, and so if you find a way to support him in that, come to Conway, Missouri, July, September. Support the Bluegrass Festival, and please make welcome Mr. Aaron McDarris. On the guitar, he's the baby of the group. He was born in the year 2000, so you can understand that he doesn't. But he is a premier vocalist in bluegrass music and an amazing musician. Make welcome Zach Arnold. I know this sounds like a lot. This medley has 9 songs, so you can kind of play Name That Tune. And the fella on the dobro, he's gonna kick it off for us. He's from the state of Kansas, and he loves it when I say, he always humors me. Oh, we got somebody from Kansas out there. I always love to say, you're not in Kansas anymore. He loves that. He's a college graduate from East Tennessee State University, the wonderful program they have there for bluegrass, old time, and country music. And he's now also an instructor there when he's not on the road with The Rage. And he's getting ready to be a daddy. We're so proud of him. Make welcome Jacob Metz on the dobro. Start off our medley of songs featuring all of The Rage. Thank you so very much for being here. God bless you all.
The Rage, everybody. Their new album, Destinations and Fun Places, is out now wherever you get your bluegrass. Give it up one more time for Rhonda, Vincent, and The Rage. And keep it going for Don Landis, Neal Francis, Cathy, Fink, Marcy, Marxer, and Chao, Tian from China to Appalachia. And thank you to Otis, Gibbs. What a show. Of course, we want to thank everyone here in Charleston, West Virginia, as always. And a special thanks to you out there listening on the radio, because without you, there'd be no Mountain Stage, and that would make me sad. We hope you can join us next week when we'll welcome another ETSU alumni, Amethyst Kia, Matt Anderson, Vanessa Collier, and Margaret Glaspie. Mountain Stage is produced by Larry Gross and Adam Harris. Senior producer is Jeff Shirley. Associate producers are John Ingram and Mallory Richards. We're engineered by Patrick Stevens, Richie Collins, Jay Lipschutz, and Greg McGowan. Production assistance by Michael Lipton, Lance Schrader, Chris Mead, Sam Porter, Don London, Kelly Lassiter, Jen Brown, and Tony Patterson. Photographic services by Chris Morris. Promotion is coordinated by Mallory Richards, John Ingram, and Music in Motion Promotions. Special thanks to Mountain Stage members Walter and Sean Williams for their generous support. Lodging is provided by the Marriott Town Center Hotel, centrally located for the business and pleasure traveler in downtown Charleston, West Virginia. Mountain Stage was founded by Andy Ridenauer, Francis Fisher, and Larry Gross. Why don't you go out and hear some live music wherever you are just as soon as you can? You've been listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. On a mountain low, wind blowing free, thinking about the days that used to be. High on a mountain low, standing all alone, wondering where the years of my life have flown. Now let's hear those fiddles. Oh, I wonder if you ever think of me, or if time has blotted out your memory. As I listen to the breeze call gently through the trees, I'll always cherish what you meant to me. Everybody! High on the mountain, wind blowing free, thinking about the days that used to be. High on the mountain now, standing all alone, wondering where the years of my life have gone. That's Chao Tian, everybody.
As I looked at the valley down below, they were green just as far as I could see. As my memory returned, oh how my heart did yearn for you and the days that used to be.
to be. High on a mountain top, standing all alone, wondering where the years of my life have flown. Marcy Marxer on the guitar. Roth on the fiddle. Cathy Fink on the clawhammer banjo. Mr. Metz on Dubrow. Here's Bob Thompson for you now. Michael Lipton on the electrified guitar. Everybody now, here we go. High on the mountain top, wind blowing free, thinking about the days that used to be. High on a mountain top, standing all alone, wondering where the years of my life have flown. Wondering where the years of my life have flown.
Major funding for Mountain Stage is provided by Bailey Glasser. This is NPR.